Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, so I have been preparing my first units for the Year of the Wolf. I'm nearly there. I'm just going to give these guys another prime. So I chose this unit. This is the first unit of Grey Hunters, which I'd previously already primed because I was going to paint them at one point. Now, bearing in mind that I built this army in 2003, so it's a long time ago. So yeah, if you're unaware, it's the 13th company, so they use they've basically been locked in the Eye of Terror for 10,000 years, and they've stolen Chaos armour. They're very, very battle worn, and what I've done is I've posed them as dynamically as I can. They all have bits and pieces from 3 different armies: the Chaos Army, Space Marine Army, and Space Wolves Army. So they're highly converted, and in those days, this army had true grit, so they were able to have a bolt gun and a close combat weapon. Now, obviously, that rule's all gone now. They automatically come with a bolt gun and a bolt pistol, and then you can upgrade with a close combat weapon. But you know, these are quite unique at the time. So as you can see from this guy, for example, here, I've done a little conversion. I said each one has a totally different pose. They're all converted up. I'm just going to run through these. I had to do some work because there's quite a number of things which, I was a youngster, I suppose, then in terms of my modelling career. I'm not young, but a youngster in terms of my experience. So what I had to do, I had to go in and I drilled out all of the gun barrels because I hadn't done that previously. There's that guy there. He's got, I think that's an Emperor's Children's sword. If I can get them to stand up. And then there's this guy holding his bolt gun there. As I said, I really went to town with the poses, tried to make them as different as I could. It's got a chaos head, all the horns cut off. Obviously they don't want to wear too much chaos iconography, if that's the word. So anything that's got chaos symbols on has basically been damaged by the Space Wolves. As I said, there's a lot of battle damage on these guys as well, bullet holes and stuff. Now I had to repair this because this got slightly damaged on the top here, but I've managed to repair it. It's nice and secure now, and I've got him counterweighted on this base because this is metal, this section. So I've got a penny and green stuff in there. He actually stands up quite well, and although I could rebase him, maybe put him onto a bigger base, I'm thinking, this army holds a lot of memories for me, and I put a lot of time, money and effort into this army. So I'm going to keep him on this base just because, I was actually really proud of this guy when I made him. Not only the conversion, but also the fact that I managed to get him to stand up on that little base, even though he's holding that massive flag. So I'm going to keep him on that base, even though it looks a little bit odd. This guy here with his chain sword, running forward. And then this guy here. Okay, so that's those. I've then had to do some more work on the pack leader, or the sergeant as he was, and then the 2 options, because originally I had a melter gun and a flamer on this unit, and that is not a very good combination. I didn't really know what I was doing back then. So the way to go is either double melter, double flamer, or double plasma. Let's face it. So what I've done, I had to rip the guns off. Now in doing so, I broke some of them because they were really glued together. But I've been magnetizing them. So what I've done, if I can get it off, yeah. On this guy, I had to put a new hand on, and then drilled out a hole, put a magnet into there, and then I think this had the flamer on, glued a melter gun on there and magnetised that up, and then I've got another arm and put a plasma gun on there. So I've got both options. Pretty cool. So that's him. Actually, this is his that's his plasma gun, sorry. There you go. And then I've got this guy here, again the melter gun, and once again I had to put a new hand on him, magnetise up his arm, and once again he's got the plasma gun there, like so. I've got one guy, he's holding the plasma gun okay, the other one doesn't match up, but that's okay. I think he looks pretty cool, the fact that he's just about to hold it. So I had to magnetise them, and then going back to the pack leader, or well, now what's known as the Wolf Guard pack leader, I had lightning claws on him. Now lightning claws at the time were very mean close combat option, and I was up against Emperor's Children at the time. My buddy had an Emperor's Children army, and boy were they mean in close combat. In those days, we're talking about the end of 3rd edition, 4th edition, close combat was king. Obviously things have changed a lot since then. Now what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to need the combi melter option on this guy, but I don't have many Space Wolf spare bits. I've hardly got anything, so I'm going to have to get hold of some bits at some point. But for now, what I've done, just so I can crack on and get these painted, is I've magnetised these arms. Now once again, I'm very proud of these little conversions, bearing in mind that these were the first ever conversions that I did, because previously I played Necrons, I didn't have one conversion there. Now these are the old metal lightning claws, and I've basically cut them off and put them into their shoulder pads, and now obviously I've had the addition of magnetising them. Previously they were just pinned on. Now to be fair, where the magnets have laid, it looks like he's just given someone a bear hug. My original pose wasn't like that, it was down slightly, but the magnets just like laid in that position. So probably the new pose is going to be with the arm down like that, one up, one down like that. That'll be my new pose. And then eventually, at some point in the future, I will do some combi melter weapons, some different options for him. But at least now I can get him painted up, and hey, they still should look pretty cool on there, and I think I'm going for looks more than playability anyway. It's a fairly fluffy army, this that I've got going. Now one other thing that I thought I'd just show you, because back in the day, this guy here could be a Mark of Wolven guy, or he could be a normal guy. So this is a Wolven model. Now I've got 20 of these. And this one I converted up with the lightning claws. So again, this is a metal model, and once again I was really chuffed with this conversion that I did, putting these lightning claws onto this guy. And it does look pretty cool, but I'm not going to paint him up now, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to dedicate a painting session as such to painting all the Wolven, so I can get all the Wolven done in one go, and they might make it into my other units, with the Mark of Wolven, but I'm not going to start off with that. I'm going to start with these 10 guys. So yeah, that's it. I'm all prepared. All I've got to do now is re-prime them, and then I can get cracking with the painting. Okay, so I hope you've got all of your units prepared and ready for next New Year painting challenge, and that will start obviously tomorrow. So January the 1st, let's get painting. Thanks for watching.